Hey Wildcats, let's take a look at your notebook. We're going to focus on the left side. So the notes that we just did together in the last video, I would like for them to be glued in on the right side of your notebook. And now let's focus on the left side. At the very top on the left side, I want you to use your graphing notebook or whatever notebook you're writing in to draw a number line. In the very center, if you'll put the number 0. Any number to the left of the 0 is a negative number. Any number to the right is considered a positive number. If you will, let's go ahead and take a moment to label this number line. Now that you've got your number line, I want you to think of some keywords that will mean negative to us. Words that come to mind that mean negative, if something is below, like below freezing, if we owe someone money or we have a debt or we use our debit card, we're taking money out of our account. If anything's in descending order, if we decrease anything, withdraw money from account, if we take a loss, or if there is a fall in numbers, those all represent negative numbers. Whereas these numbers mean positive to me. If I have a rise, if I gain money, if it's above freezing, credit, if they put a credit on my account, that means they've added money to the account. If I put it in ascending order or we're increasing, we always want to deposit money or if we earn or make a profit. Those words are going to be keywords for positive. Since we've drawn the number line, let's think about it, okay? If we have the number -7 and it says 1 more than -7, we're going to go up from -7 one number and we're going to get -6. Whereas if it says 1 less than, let's go to 0 and we're going to go 1 less than 0, that's going to give me -1. Now if I'm at the number 5 and it says 5 less than 3, I'm going to start at 3 and go back 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that takes me to -2. I'm going to give you a moment to try the examples below 2 through 5. Go ahead and click pause. When looking at number 2, it says the absolute value of -9. I'm going to go ahead and write that that number means 9. The word 1 more than means I'm going positive, so my next number should be 10. 1 less than 36 would be -37. And 5 less than the absolute value of 12 is 12, would be 7. On to number 3, 1 more than 57 is 58. 1 less than the absolute value of 58 is 58, so 1 less than that is 57. And then 5 less than -11 is -16. Number 4, the absolute value of 14, 1 more than that is 15. -200, 1 less than that is -201. The absolute value of 67 is 67, but 5 less than that is 62. Last row, -85, to have 1 more than that would take me up to -84. 1 less than the absolute value of -1 is +1, and 1 less than that is 0. And -451, 5 less than that is -456. Now that we've been talking about negative and positive numbers, we're going to move on to comparing. As we compare, remember we're going to use the alligator sign, and the alligator sign is going to eat the bigger number. So if we'll look at this first one, -4 versus -2, on the number line, -4 and -2, which one is closer to 0 or greater? The answer is -2. Your alligator should eat the number -2. Go ahead at this time and work on this. Remember when you get to ones like this one right here, the absolute value of -36 is actually +36 compared to the absolute value of 25, which is 25. the alligator is going to actually eat the absolute value of negative 36. Pause this video and continue working. Take a look at the answers listed for comparing, and once you have those answers, we're going to move on to ordering from least to greatest. When we think of going in order from least to greatest, another term we're going to hear is ascending order, taking numbers up. So looking at my choices, I have negative 5, negative 1, 0, 3, negative 2, and negative 4. Looking at this list of numbers, I notice the lowest number I have is negative 5. If it helps you, put a little check above that number so you know that you've used it. The next number that would be closest to negative 5 is negative 4. Again, check that you've used it. I'm looking at the list. I have negative 2, followed by negative 1, 0, and then 3. Looking at it, I've used all the numbers available. I've gone from least to greatest, and I can check on my number line. Go ahead now, and you're going to do the next sample problems below. Check your answers to see if they match for ascending order. If you have a question, feel free to email or drop into a help session for your questions. Next, we're going to look at if the order is from greatest to least. This is also known as descending order, okay? Descending order, or it's going down in numbers. For our first example, we have 2, negative 1, the absolute value of negative 4, 6, negative 5, and negative 10. Remember, we want to start with the greatest number. The greatest number we have is 6, followed by the absolute value of negative 4 really means 4. Next, we will have 2. We're getting into the negatives, so it'll be negative 1, followed by negative 5, followed by negative 10. Looking at it, I've used all my numbers, and they are in descending order. Go ahead at this time and finish the other two descending order questions. Now you're going to check your answers for the descending order questions. Next, we want to estimate the square root. Okay, remember, square root is the same number multiplied by itself. Looking at the number square root of 79, think about which number multiplied by itself is as close as you can get. If it helps you, write a chart. 6 times 6 is 36, 7 times 7 is 49, 8 times 8 is 64, and 9 times 9 is 81. Looking at the square root of 79, I know that it's between 8 and 9. Looking at the square root of 385, I know that 20 times 20 is 400. So that would be my highest number. Next, I would try 19 times 19, which gives me 361. So I know that the square root of 385 has to be between 19 and 20. Great job. Make sure you move on to the next assignment.